Hello, Dazzle. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I'm glad that you are here. Today, I wanted to revisit the game Soma. So first, I wanted to warn you all that there will be spoilers in this video. So if this is a game that you want to play, then I recommend that you save this video for later because it will have spoilers in this video for the story. So just shelf it for later. Come back. So I've played through the entire story 3 times now, and each time I have really enjoyed the game. The challenge is expressing what it is that I love so much about this game. This game is a great horror story that demands that we examine what it means to be human, and I really love its deep dive and its complex way that it looks at monsters and humanity. The 2 primary characters of the game are Simon Jarrett and Dr. Catherine Chun. Simon Jarrett is the protagonist of the story, which the player controls throughout the game. He is a copy of a brain scan from the past that has been uploaded into a cyborg body.
All right, let me just get this out of the way. You are Simon Jarrett, correct?
Right.
Toronto, Canada, David Munchie. Born 1988, July 16.
Right.
Flat neurograph, version 6. Good. All files in order.
Will this hurt?
It's just a scan. It'll hurt about as much as getting your picture taken.
Indians thought cameras would steal their souls.
Is that so? Well, let's hope they're wrong. Ready? Say cheese.
What happened?
Hello? Mr. Munchie, did something go wrong? This isn't funny. I'm not supposed to put myself in... What the hell is this place? How did I get here? I can figure this out. I just need to stay calm. No need to make things worse.
Dr. Catherine Chun is Simon's sole companion and guide throughout the game. Catherine is also a brain scan, but her scan was done much closer to what is the current time in the game. This scan was also uploaded. Unlike Simon, Catherine doesn't really have a body. If she does, it is a mechanical one and would be limited to the memory chip that she's been uploaded onto. This means that she can move from one machine to another and does throughout the game.
I'm right next to you.
No, not you too. I was really hoping you were human.
Don't let the circuitry fool you. I was human once.
Can't take anymore. Everything's fucked. I give up. There's nothing left.
Calm down. It's not the end of the world.
You sure? It sure as hell looks like it. For all I know, there's no one left except for me.
What do you mean? I'm right here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I meant any humans left except for me.
Have you looked at yourself lately? You're a walking, talking diving suit with some electronics slapped on for good measure.
I don't...
You don't want to think about it? We'll start thinking about it.
I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be this. I want out.
Before you do anything hasty, could you help me with something?
What?
I was trying to find out what happened with my project when that brute knocked me to the ground.
Your project? How could anything possibly matter when you know you're a stupid robot in a stupid dead world?
Okay, focus. I need you to fix me so I can get back to work. Then you can sulk as much as you want.
You gotta be kidding, right? I think I have a better chance of building myself a time machine than of putting you back together.
I just need to access the computer. Oh, is that an Omnitool you're carrying?
Oh, the door opener? I picked it up at Upsilon where I woke up.
That'll have to do. Plug it into the terminal.
Sure, whatever.
When the Omnitool is loaded, just plug my Cortex chip into the tool.
What's a Cortex chip?
It will be obvious. I'll eject it for you. Just grab the chip and slide it into the Omnitool. Come on, I just need you to do this one thing for me.
Sure, whatever.
Lambda Terminal 27 activated.
The Omnitool is ready now. Should be easy enough. Just pick up the chip and slide it into the Omnitool.
Why does a robot chip fit a door opener?
It's standardized connectors.
Catherine? All right, let's give this a try.
Custom Cortex chip found. Shutting down helper chain. Have a nice day.
Just pretty much anything will fit. Oh, this feels weird. I'm in the Omnitool? Thanks.
All throughout the game, we are presented with creatures that are some combination of machine and
Are
human.
you?
Don't hurt me.
Can I help?
It won't let me die.
There are many that are like Catherine, who are limited to their uploaded data.
Mark?
No, we haven't met before.
Is this Mark?
I think we're safe.
Oh, I was so worried something had gone wrong.
There are many others that also have a physical form made from a human body and mechanical parts. Most of the horror in this game is presented through this body horror, but it also comes from the psychological horror that is suggested when one thinks about what existing in this way would actually be
Go
like.
ahead.
And the game
Make yourself
demands
at
that you
home.
think about the implications of living this way.
Sarah Lindwall, payload technician at your service. A rare sight, am I right? Simon, I want to die.
Sarah.
Just think about it. I'm glad you came by. Good to get this over with. Would you stay with me, please? It won't be long now. Please, just stay. What a crazy thing this was. Life.
Catherine has clearly defined her boundaries between herself and the other. She does her best to avoid further consideration of the topic since she finds it distressing. On the other hand, it is the distress that causes Simon to continue to revisit the topic. He can't accept his previous definition of being human in context of his current state of existence.
Kath, I'm half a dead person.
Yes, it makes sense. Think about it. All those simplistic minds we've run into, just reviving a dead person doesn't seem to work that well. A robot body seems to make people a bit unreliable. You are the best of both worlds, a sound mind and a sound body.
Catherine has determined that she and Simon are different than the other creatures that we encounter in Soma. It is interesting, though, that her definition here of being a reliable person doesn't actually include her. This is not a point that she ever discusses, but what she suggests here is that even she is not reliable, and that it is only Simon who has been able to maintain hold of humanity. While Catherine does seem to have a sound mind, she lacks a body completely. She is nothing more than a computer program within a machine at this point. Simon questions if that leaves room for humanity.
What? Oh, sorry. I just can't stop thinking about what we've become. It's clear that we're no longer human. But then how can I feel like Simon? How can I feel like anything at all? I mean, technically, I don't have any ears, no mouth. Christ, it's a weird thing to think about. I mean, I'm making sounds. I'm still saying things.
You sure are. Oh, Okay. Your new body most likely has senses similar to those you had as a human. And your mind, only knowing one way to perceive the world, superimposes that skill set on top of your new features.
So my mind is covering it up, pretending nothing's different.
If it didn't, you'd probably be incapable of interacting with the world at all. And the stress would either kill you or make you go insane.
So I've found a good balance between awareness and ignorance. Does that mean I shouldn't think about this stuff, or are my thoughts actually making me cope? Did I tip the balance by suddenly gaining some insight and go insane?
However, Catherine takes the approach that most of us do. I feel that I'm human, so I'm going to consider myself as being human. From that assumption, she judges the other creatures around her based on how like her they are, as a measuring stick for being human. Simon, on the other hand, is not able to make the assumption that he is human, which allows him to consider the creatures around him in a completely different light. When Catherine tells Simon to attack and destroy a robot to get a chip, she is able to propose this because she doesn't consider them as being human. To her, they are the others. They are monsters. Being monsters allows humans the right to destroy them. Simon challenges this idea. He questions where the line should be drawn, or if there even is a line between the other robots and themselves.
Care to point me in the direction of the closest tool chip storage?
I think it would be easier to just take one from a robot.
What? Just knock a robot over the head and steal their chips?
The toolbox over there says it has a stun baton. You could use that.
Come on, I don't want to hurt anyone. Isn't this a bit much?
It's just a robot, Simon.
We're just robots. Sort of. I'll get us a chip.
Throughout history, we as humans have defined ourselves in relation to the other, and it can be quite a problematic practice as it reinforces marginalization and social persecution. It makes them the abnormal ones, reinforcing our constructs, aesthetics, and perspectives as the norm, and anything different is interpreted as a challenge, making it the other. This fear and refusal of difference creates monsters and can fester into unwarranted and unjustified hatred.
This works.
This is demonstrated by Catherine's willingness to kill the other creatures in Soma, while she is reluctant to kill the Simon that they are forced to leave behind when Simon is copied into a new suit. What is the fundamental difference in killing one of the robots to get chip from it and killing the Simon that they're leaving behind? The lines that we draw between ourselves and the other are the only reason that we are able to justify violence. Acting out violence is never considered justified when it is against those who are considered to be part of the in-group. Killing those who are part of the self makes you into a monster.
What's gonna happen to him?
He'll sleep for a while, a few days.
And then what? Wake up in this fucking nightmare again? All alone? So cruel.
Well, what do you want me to do with him? Make friends? Let him know that we have to leave him behind when we go into the abyss?
What if he didn't need to wake up?
You'd do that?
I don't know. Maybe.
There. I set it up for you. Hit the switch if you want to drain his battery. He'll die within a minute. I'd rather not stay plugged in any longer.
At one point, Catherine confesses how she has never felt like she fit in with humanity. In this way, she raises the question if she ever was human. As you move through the story, we see that Catherine was someone that never fit in well with the rest of humanity. She often felt that she was different because she felt so socially awkward. And because of this, Catherine was always in the category of being other, even while she was human. Yet when she becomes a machine, she still chooses to identify herself as being human. She struggles to complete the ARC project because she believes in humanity, herself included.
Kath, how are you so okay with all this?
With what?
Being a talking box, for one thing. Not being human.
It's not so bad.
So, you're not bothered at all by not having a body?
I'm getting there. You're making me feel really self-conscious.
Come on, be serious.
I never felt that comfortable being human in the first place. This isn't much worse.
Not being able to move would freak me out. Glad you got the box and not me.
Would make it a little easier to help out if I had a body, but you're doing a good job.
Just figured being able to stretch a little would give you some ease.
My physical constraints don't translate to my experience very well. I feel about as human as before, but as if suspended in air. Which is kind of interesting now that I think about it.
The game presents the idea that it is only with the context of our mortality that you can truly appreciate living.
You know what sucks about dying?
What?
The crash. Everything up till now. The brain damage. You guys, everything. It's made my life so much more real. I started thinking about all the things I was going to do. I'd never been more excited to be alive. All that hope. Wasted.
When we ignore that everything we have will eventually come to an end, we also ignore the importance of embracing the life that we're given. Monsters represent the unknown, our deepest fears, and the eventual death that we all face. Soma does not approach this subtly. Instead, it presents us with a world where humanity has already died, and all that remains are the monsters that we have created. There is no way to avoid the topic of human mortality, as it is all around you. There are dead bodies that you discover and can get information from. The very objective of the game is to save a small piece of humanity by launching the Ark into space. It is the brilliant use of monsters as a lens with which to examine our humanity that makes Soma such an amazing story. As you move through the game, you are challenged to think deeply about what it means to be human. The part that I love the most is that the game never gives you the right answer. It presents the questions, but makes no effort to inform you on what the answer to that question should be. Each moral dilemma you're presented with asks you to examine what it means to be human, yet how you answer that question has no impact on how the story plays out. There's no good or bad story endings that cast a light of judgment on the way that the question was answered. Instead, all the choices lead to the same ending, and this removes the judgment upon those choices, leaving it entirely up to the player to determine what is right and what's good. Well, that's about it for my rambling today. Thanks for coming and spending some time with me. If you liked the video, click the like button. It really does help. And until we talk again, you guys be sure to take care of yourselves. Bye!